Hello, I'm Chuck Wooden, and I'm joined by my co-host, Monique Melanson-Hunter, and you're watching the Veterans Corner.
Thank you, Chuck. If you haven't seen the Veterans Corner before, it's a show dedicated to our veterans, their families, and all those who give their support to our veteran community.
You know, for those that have been watching this show for a while that missed the last show, just want to let you know that this is the new look for the Veterans Corner. Monique joined us on the last show that we taped, and from this point forward, you will have two co-hosts. Hopefully in the future, not hopefully, I mean without any question, you know, it's definitely going to enhance the show and give a better source of information to you, the viewer, for the veterans community. Our topic today is Manes in Motion, and our special guest is Jeanna Pellino. Jeanna, welcome to the show. It's great to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Is there a title? I didn't get a title.
Program coordinator. Program
coordinator for Manes in Motion. You know, it's great to have you. We got a lot of information to cover. I know there's a lot that Manes in Motion does. And
can you tell our viewers a little bit about Manes in Motions? For example, where are you located, and who are you affiliated with?
Well, it's Manes in Motions Therapeutic Riding Center, and we are part of the Hospital for Special Care Community, and we are located in Middletown, Connecticut, on Daniel's farm. It's a beautiful farm.
That's wonderful. So who are your instructors? Who's an instructor there? Could I be an instructor?
Our instructors are all PATH certified. PATH is the Professional Association of Therapeutic Horsemanship, and we go through training and a certification process to work with individuals with developmental, physical, or emotional challenges.
Oh. That's amazing. So other than your PATH certified instructors, can I volunteer? I've never worked with horses.
That would be great. You don't need experience to volunteer. We do have individuals that everyone goes through a training, and folks can start by being a sidewalker, walking along riders and helping them. If folks have a horse experience, they can train to be a horse leader. So we want everyone to be safe and comfortable when they ride. So
we have
fun
about too.
It is a lot of fun. It's very rewarding from the volunteer perspective.
Yeah, for the volunteer and also the participants. Are you a nonprofit?
We are a nonprofit, yes.
501c3,
yes,
correct?
We are.
And when are you open? When do people go to get services? Do they make appointments? You know, when can they go? Is it all week?
Well, we have usually a weekly format for folks to come and either ride or do what we call groundwork unmounted programming. Currently, we're open Tuesday through Saturday, and most of our sessions take place in the afternoon or early evening.
That's convenient, I would think, with school and
exactly.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now whereabouts is the farm? Is it the north side of town? I'm somewhat familiar with Middletown, just trying to figure out where it is.
It's called South Farms.
Yeah.
It's a South Farm area, so it's conveniently located off of Route 9, off of Millbrook Road.
Okay.
And it's the farm that we lease space on. We lease 15 acres, so the horses have plenty of room to be horses.
Plenty.
And it was originally a Daniel's dairy farm, but now there's several businesses there, including ours.
How long have you been there? I don't know if you had
The
mentioned
program's been there about 7 years. Originally, the program was located in Kensington, but they outgrew that space. They moved to Middletown. And about 5 years ago, they did a capital campaign and put up a beautiful indoor arena that's heated, so we do operate year-round.
It might be something to go down and see.
Yeah,
Sure.
definitely.
That
How
would be
wonderful.
nice.
And then you can serve everyone all year round with that indoor facility. That must have really increased your participants coming to your facility, because that's like with Connecticut, you know, our winters can be pretty harsh. So.
Yeah.
It did, and most importantly, a lot of our participants, whether it's children or adults, if they do have physical challenges, sometimes the cold weather can be a challenge for them. So just having a heated indoor space to be able to continue services makes a big difference.
That's great.
We've had a number of programs here, and we all have the words we can't say.
That's why I'm here, Chuck.
Yeah, horses. It starts with an E.
Equine.
There we go. Well, yeah. Well, no, equestrian. There we go.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Well, we've had a lot of programs here that we've had on. Shepherd Meadows in Bristol. There was Healing Hoofbeats.
Right.
We've had them on. I mean, there's a number, and I know a lot of these folks, they don't have the indoor facilities. So that's a big plus for you.
It is. I think it makes a big difference. We also offer quite a diverse amount of programming.
Yep.
So in addition to the riding programs, we do what's called equine assisted learning. So some people choose not to ride. They like to work with horses on the ground. So we do everything from mindfulness, de-stressing, relaxation, to life skills with teenagers.
Yeah.
But for veterans in particular, we have a number of veterans that enjoy just coming out and relaxing and being with the horses.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I know just from past conversations, it's a great way, for the healing process for PTSD.
That's right. Speaking of the certified instructors, you mentioned PATH. Can we talk a little bit more about that? What is PATH again? What does it stand for, and what are they certified in? Are they like excellent horsemen? Are they excellent riders, or are they specialized in other things?
That's a great
besides
question.
that?
So PATH, again, is Professional Association of Therapeutic Horsemanship. And it's our professional organization, they set standards and guidelines to promote safe, quality programming. And PATH has been in existence since the late 1960s.
Wow.
When therapeutic riding first really started to become more popular and people started to take notice of the physical benefits. So for instructors, typically it's folks that have a background in riding and horsemanship, and or working with people with various needs. And then there's training that you can attend. There's actually a training center in Connecticut, but there's actually it's international now, so it's PATH International. Wow. So there's training centers, and centers like ours, we're a certified premier center, which means that they come in and they do a site visit and make sure that we adhere to all the standards. Wow. To run safe and quality programs. So instructors continue their education just as others that are certified, and it's a very rewarding career.
How wonderful. I think that's really, it just shows that it's not just simply like they're going there and they're getting on a horse and you're walking them around the ring.
Right.
There's a lot involved in that, and they're really leaving having gained something, and that's great.
Absolutely. So before folks participate in our programs, there's paperwork including a physician statement that's needed, and then we invite them in for a tour and we do a soft assessment. We want to make sure that we have the resources to safely and effectively serve them. And we want to talk about what their individual goals would be and what type of activities they would like to do.
That's great. That's great.
The facility.
Yeah, I know. I was just asking Chuck, I'm like, what is this facility like? It's an indoor ring. So are the horses kept there? And is there it's like a big barn? Like, describe so our viewers can picture what it looks like, because they're all gonna want to visit.
Yeah,
so
those of us that aren't familiar.
And we also have an open barn day coming up, which I'll mention a little bit.
April 20th. I saw it on your website.
Thank you.
I did my research, Chuck.
There you go.
So it is a beautiful
co-host.
facility. We're very fortunate. Again, I mentioned that the program is on 15 acres, so the horses have plenty of pasture space to be horses, and they're out there quite a bit. But we also have a large barn that when they need to come in, they can. We have the beautiful indoor arena, and it also has an automated lift, so for people that need additional assistance getting on the horse. And It's pretty rare that centers have those as well. So we have a ramp, so it makes it easier for people to come and get on the horse, and it's really a full service. And then we have an office area. We're completely accessible. We have indoor bathrooms, and
That's great.
yeah.
And when I'm assuming that when some of your clients, I guess you call them clients
Or participants.
Participants, their families must come sometimes to attend.
There's a nice
them,
viewing
too.
area
That's
as
great.
well.
So they're comfortable and they can kind of hang out
Yeah,
while
and
they're
there's
getting.
2 outdoor arenas and a beautiful trail that goes around the pasture. So
nice.
yeah, it's
It really
very nice.
It really does sound very nice.
It sounds inviting. It sounds like a place. I mean, your mission obviously is to help people out with therapeutically through the horses, and it looks like, I mean, everything I've heard, I mean, it's inviting. It's inviting and relaxing.
Very much so.
There's a bunch of us that could probably use that.
I know. I was thinking we may have to go on the road with the show.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The next time we have you on, it will be next time. We encourage our guests to come back, and maybe we can go down and take some pictures.
That'd be great.
This way we can flash it on the screen for the next time.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Not only on the screen of the show, but we do have our Facebook page, the Veterans Corner CT.
Very good.
And the pictures of this show will be on there tonight,
Excellent.
along with all our personal ones, so it really gets out there.
May I mention a little bit about an upcoming program that we have
Absolutely,
for veterans?
absolutely.
We do currently have some veterans in our various programs, but this one specifically, and we don't charge a fee for service. Our veterans are completely
That's
taken care of,
excellent. Yeah.
yes. And then this program will take place in the summer. It's a 6-week program, and it's going to be all just really coming and a relaxation and mindfulness activities and learning how to work effectively with horses. So they'll actually be training the horses a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just for them to come out and have a place to have fun and a quiet space.
You know, the guest of our last show, Donna Dunyan from the Veterans Strong Community Center, and I mean, this would be something that we certainly pass on to her, because you have a lot of veterans coming through that center.
Right. You can network
Yeah.
through her. That would be great.
So
6 weeks. That's a really substantial program. There's no cost for them at all.
No cost. So it'll
Wow.
be 2 hours a week for 6 weeks, and we just want them to be able to come out and have some quiet horse time.
It's and you find that like one of the benefits of this is perhaps for PTSD. You know, a lot of our veterans suffer from that, and the horses. Does that help with that as far as calming and
It does.
relaxation?
Well, and there's a lot of data now that's showing that just being out and touching the animals and grooming them can reduce your breathing and your heart rate.
Wow.
But in addition to that,
what are you trying to say, Monique?
in addition to that, we'll actually teach them how to be able to be safe horsemen or horsewomen,
great.
and do it in a compassionate way. Horses are very intuitive animals, and they really are social creatures. And there's a lot that they have to teach us about ourselves. And
You know, I've heard this from the other shows. I mean, that was one of the questions, the benefits of being around the horses, and you know, I've seen the footage of some of the other facilities. And it's just amazing what these animals, the size of them.
Yes.
They're gentle. They're loving. I mean, they're
Smart.
Yeah.
very smart. Very, very smart. And our horses, it takes a very special horse to be part of the program, probably 1 in 100. That's out of all the calls that we get. People maybe want to donate a horse, or they come in and they go on a trial and a training period before we would have any of our participants work with them. So it
makes
really takes a
sense.
very
Yeah.
special horse.
I bet. Wow.
Yeah, that was actually that was one of the questions we were going to ask, as far as the training. What type of training, special training,
Well,
do
typically
the horses themselves go through?
Yeah, well, typically the horses that we look for to be part of our program have to have already a solid base of training under saddle. and be very social and gentle,
Yep.
have that really special personality. And then when they come in, we start to acclimate them to all the things that they would be doing in the program. So horse leader, or sidewalkers, getting used to that lift and the ramp, all those different things. We want to do it at a pace that's slow and supportive for them and build their confidence. So then when we start to work with actual riders, they just, kind of take it in stride.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you ask her, Chuck, how many horses do you have at
I was-
that
I was-
facility?
that was the next question.
How many horses? Like if you say 1 in 100, so how many horses do you have?
Well,
Do you have enough
currently-
horses?
Well, we're always looking for good therapy horses, but currently we have 11, and they range in different sizes and different breeds and different personalities, just like people. So, yeah, it's fun to get to know them.
Yeah, I bet it is. Did you? We talked about that program, which is for the veterans. That you have the 6-week program.
Yep.
Do you have any other veteran programs that you do? Can they do something like other than the 6-week series? If maybe they're
Absolutely.
here, maybe visiting someone, and they want to just go for the day.
Sure, we do one day, we could do a field trip. They could do any of our regular weekly programs. And we also have a program called Family Corral, and it would be nice to have a veteran family come out
that's
together.
great.
It'd be a nice activity for them to do.
That's like a great bonding experience for
absolutely.
them. That's wonderful.
Yeah, but any of our weekly sessions, they're welcome to
So
participate in.
there's a lot more than just the one. I mean, there's many programs
Absolutely.
that you have for the veterans.
Absolutely.
Now, PTSD, it's not just veterans, it's first responders. I mean, do you work with them also?
We haven't had an opportunity yet to work with first responders, at least I should say to single them out, but we have a number of different, and that's been a really kind of bittersweet growing field in equine assisted activities. Is we do get a lot of referrals from mental health professionals and DCF and different the VAs, VA programs for those that really just need an opportunity to kind of heal and have a safe place to just feel better about themselves and what's happening in their life.
You have a lot of first responders who are veterans. And that's why I was asking.
Right.
If they come in, maybe not as a veteran, but they are veterans, they may just say that, I'm a police officer, an EMT, fireman, corrections, any of those occupations.
Absolutely, and in fact, this might be a great opportunity to kind of get the word out and let others know. We did work with Middletown Fire Department a little bit, and it was more to acclimate them to the facility and to help them understand what services.
In case there was ever,
So in addition, let's say the first responders and veterans are going to come and join the program, but wouldn't that be a great opportunity for them as volunteers as well?
It would be, and we would really embrace that opportunity. And that's one of the things that we're currently talking to some of our veterans about, because if they come out and they're enjoying the activities with the horse, and there's an opportunity for them to stay for a couple more hours and maybe help with the facility or help others that are in the program, absolutely, we would really embrace that.
I could see the benefit of that. So let's see, we talked about your volunteers. So if I wanted to, say, come down to be a volunteer, do I have to go through any kind of training?
So if you're interested in volunteering, the information is on our website, or you could, for more information, you could call our number, which is 860-685-0008. And we do have a volunteer coordinator who would be happy to speak to anyone who's interested. And once the paperwork is filled out, there's a general orientation to attend in training session, and then you can get started.
So how long would it take? Let's say if Chuck wanted to volunteer, how long would it take for
That
him
would be
to
great.
get before he's able to sign up and?
Oh, you
Yeah.
could do sign up in one day. We do run a background check through that's through the hospital.
He's
And
good.
That guy. She's
And
trying to
then
get rid of me.
it's a
Did you see this?
It's a 3-hour training,
Yeah.
and then you could get started. And I have to say, we're always especially looking for men, because the majority of our volunteers are women.
Yeah.
But I would say at least a third of our participants are boys or men.
Yeah.
And it's important to have similar role models.
Yeah.
So we really
Well, I
appreciate
got to
that.
tell you, it's when we had talked on the phone and I saw what you do, and I'd love to go down and just tour the place and see it.
Yes.
That would be wonderful.
I've seen so much and I've heard so much the benefits of programs like this with horses.
Right.
There's so many positive results that have come out from being around the horses.
One of our veterans has been riding now for 7 years at the program.
Wow.
And he just started riding twice a week now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, his wife recently passed,
Yeah.
and so going through a tough time, he decided that twice a week would be most beneficial for
Yeah.
him. And he's shared with his family, and they've been out to visit when
Yeah.
he rides.
It's very healing.
It is.
Right? Yes.
It's his happy place.
Well, the good thing is that he realized it.
Yes. And maybe because he had been coming for
Yeah.
7 years, it was like a natural adjustment for him to start coming more, and it helped him through his grief. I think that's really great. It's a wonderful service that you offer.
Now, how about funding?
Oh, thank you for asking about funding, because sometimes folks, I'm not sure, they are under the assumption that we receive state or federal funding,
Yeah.
but we do not. We're a nonprofit 501, and so we need the Hospital for Special Care, because we fall under, we're an affiliate of theirs. They do provide some subsidy, but we have to do our own fundraising and grant writing and all of that. So we have a number of different fundraisers during the year. And,
Anything
we're
coming up
always looking for
soon?
Support. Well, we have
Good.
our Mains and Motions Ride and Stride, which is a walk and ride. If you have a horse, you can bring your horse to Machamuda State Park. But if you don't have a horse, they have beautiful walking trails there. And that is on Sunday, May 19th. And each one of the participants for that collects a certain number of sponsors, and it's fun. Lunch is included, and we have we do a drawing, and it's just a fun day.
Is that
Sounds
down
like
off of
fun.
196? I think, isn't that 196 that goes through Mudas?
Is it 196 or 149?
Is it? It's been
But
a while
it's
since I've been
out.
down
It's
that
a
way.
beautiful area. Out in the
Anywhere east of the river
Haddam.
down
It
there.
is. It
We'll
is.
post this on our
that
Facebook
would be
page
wonderful.
today.
Thank
It
you.
sounds like fun. We had another show where there's a walk, Chuck. Looks like you and I are going to be doing some walking, Chuck.
And just what the doctor ordered.
That's right.
I'm going to get chewed out tomorrow for not doing enough walking because I have a doctor's appointment. Well, that's about, 25 minutes goes by fast.
It does.
Thank you so much for having me.
Anytime that you want to come on this show, give me a call.
Thank you so very
Give Monique a
much.
call.
Yes.
And we would love to schedule you back. Any updates that you might have, any other events that are going on.
Very good. Thank
If you can leave those with us, that'd
I
be
would
great.
be happy to, and thank you so much for having us here tonight.
Yeah.
Great.
We really appreciate it, and hopefully that there's some individuals out there who will hear about the information and know it's
We
a
do everything
very-
we can through social
That's right.
media. Like I said, tonight, photos of the show will be out there.
Thank you for what you do.
We do everything we can to,
Yeah.
and that's what this show's all about, to get the word out for all the organizations that do things for veterans.
Wonderful. Thank you for what you do.
Yeah. So, you'll be back here again.
Sounds good.
So, with that being said, I'm getting it in my ear. We gotta wrap it up. We want to thank you again for being here. Thank you.
Very much.
It
Thank you
was
so
a great,
much.
informative show. We want to thank the viewers for watching. I'm Chuck Wooden.
And I'm Monique Melanson Hunter.
Good night, and we'll see you next time on the Veterans Corner.